Arthur Peterson had a deep affection for trains. He harbored a fear of airplanes and a disdain for buses. But trains were different. They were magnificent, roaring beasts of steel, filled with a sense of adventure and excitement. As a boy of 10, he had been captivated by them, and now, as a man of 50, that fascination remained undiminished. Thus, he was a contented man on the evening of October 28th, settled into his seat on the night train from Chicago, heading north into the Michigan wilderness. A 10-hour journey lay ahead of him. I have a good book and the evening paper, he mused. The dining car serves a decent meal, and then a 2-week holiday awaits with my old friends near Traverse City. The train was sparsely populated, and to Mr. Peterson's delight, no one else entered his private compartment. He was grateful for the solitude. While most passengers would sleep through the journey, Mr. Peterson cherished the opportunity to watch the world glide by, to read, and to let his thoughts wander. After a satisfying dinner in the restaurant car, Mr. Peterson returned to his compartment and resumed his seat by the window. For an hour or two, he watched the sprawling suburbs of Chicago give way to dark forests and moonlit lakes. As the landscape dissolved into complete darkness, he switched on his reading light, opened his book, and began to read. Around midnight, the train slowed to a halt at a small, desolate station called Black Creek Junction. Mr. Peterson peered out the window but saw no one on the deserted platform. With a lurch, the train began to move again, plunging back into the black night. Just then, the door to his compartment slid open, and 2 people entered, a young man and a young woman. The young woman was visibly distressed. She slammed the door shut and faced the man, her voice sharp with anger. "Victor, you can't do this to me." The young man, Victor, merely let out a cold, loud laugh and took the seat opposite her. Mr. Peterson was a man of quiet disposition. He wore conservative clothes and spoke in a soft voice. He disliked boisterous people and loud arguments, so he was immediately displeased. Young people today are always so dramatic, he thought. Why can't they speak in normal tones? He set his book down and closed his eyes, feigning sleep, but the couple's intense conversation made it impossible. The young woman sat down, her voice now a desperate, lower tone. "Victor, you are my brother. I love you, but you must listen to me. You cannot take my diamond necklace. Give it back to me, please, now." Victor smiled, a cruel twist of his lips. "No, Isabella," he said smoothly. "I'll be leaving the country soon, and I'm taking your diamonds with me." He removed his stylish hat and placed it on the seat beside him. "Listen, Isabella, you have a wealthy husband. I have nothing. Not a penny to my name. How am I supposed to live? You won't give me money, so I require your diamonds, little sister." Mr. Peterson cautiously opened his eyes and studied the young woman. She was petite, with raven black hair and intense, dark eyes. Her face was pale, a mask of fear and desperation. A wave of sympathy for Isabella washed over him. She and her brother seemed completely oblivious to his presence. "Is it possible they don't even see me?" he wondered. "Victor," Isabella pleaded, her voice a near whisper that forced Mr. Peterson to strain to hear. "You came to our home for dinner tonight. You went into my bedroom and you stole my diamond necklace. How could you do that? My husband gave me those diamonds. They belonged to his mother before him. He will be furious. I am terrified of him." Her brother just laughed again. He reached into his coat pocket, slowly drew his hand out, and uncurled his fingers. Nestled in his palm, the diamond necklace glittered magnificently, even in the dim light of the compartment. Mr. Peterson found himself staring, mesmerized by its beauty. For a moment, no one moved. The only sound was the rhythmic clatter of the train's wheels on the track, a steady beat carrying them deeper into the cold, dark night. Mr. Peterson picked up his book, but didn't read a single word. His eyes were fixed on Victor's face, on his hungry eyes and chilling smile. "Such beautiful, beautiful diamonds," Victor murmured, as if to himself. "I'll get a fortune for these. Give them back to me, Victor," Isabella whispered, her voice trembling. "My husband will kill me. You're my brother. Please help me. Please. Victor's laugh echoed in the small space again, and Mr. Peterson felt a surge of anger, a desire to strike the cruel young man. Go home, little sister, Victor said dismissively. I am not giving them back. Go home to your angry husband. Suddenly, a flash of steel. There was a knife in the young woman's hand, its long, bright blade catching the light. Mr. Peterson's mouth fell open. He was frozen, unable to speak or move. Give me back the diamonds, Isabella cried, her voice cracking, or I will kill you. Her knuckles were white as she gripped the knife. Victor laughed and laughed, a horrible, mocking sound. What a sister, he sneered. So kind, so sweet. No, Isabella. They're my diamonds now. Put the knife away. But the blade in her white hand did not go away. It moved in a swift, brutal arc up, then down. A long, terrible cry filled the compartment, and Victor's body slumped slowly onto the seat. The rich fabric of the seat cushion began to darken, turning a deep crimson. The diamond necklace slipped from Victor's lifeless hand and clattered onto the floor. Isabella's face was a ghostly white. Oh no, she whispered, her eyes wide with horror. Victor, come back. Come back. I didn't want to kill you. But Victor gave no answer. The red blood pooled and began to trickle slowly across the floor. Isabella buried her face in her hands, and another long, terrible cry escaped her lips. Mr. Peterson's own face was ashen. He tried to speak, but no sound came out. He shakily got to his feet and moved cautiously toward the door. The young woman remained in her seat, sobbing, not moving or looking up. Out in the corridor, Mr. Peterson broke into a run. The conductor was in the rear car, and Mr. Peterson reached him in what felt like an eternity, but was only half a minute. Quickly, Mr. Peterson gasped, out of breath. You must come. There's been an accident. A young woman, oh, God, her brother, he's dead. The conductor ran with Mr. Peterson back down the swaying corridor to the compartment. Mr. Peterson slid the door open and they both stepped inside. The compartment was empty. There was no dead body of a young man. There was no young woman. No blood. No knife. No diamond necklace. There was only Mr. Peterson's luggage, his hat, and his coat. The conductor looked at Mr. Peterson, who stared back in utter disbelief. But Mr. Peterson stammered, they were right here. I saw them. The young woman, she had a knife, and she killed her brother. A knife, you say? The conductor asked calmly. Yes, Mr. Peterson said, his voice frantic. A long knife. And her brother, he stole her diamonds. So diamonds, the conductor interrupted. And was the young woman's name Isabella? Yes, it was. Mr. Peterson exclaimed. How did you know that? Do you know her? Yes and no, the conductor said slowly, his expression thoughtful. He paused for a moment, then looked Mr. Peterson in the eye. Isabella Rossi, he said. She had dark eyes and black hair, a real beauty. Half Italian, half American. Her brother was a half-brother, same father, but his mother was Russian, I believe. Was Mr. Peterson repeated, staring at the conductor. But she's alive. Where is she? Oh no, sir, the conductor said gently. Isabella Rossi died about 80 years ago. She killed her brother with a knife on this very line. Afterward, she threw herself from the moving train and died instantly. It happened not far from here. He glanced out the window into the endless night. Mr. Peterson's face, if possible, grew even paler. 80 years ago, he whispered. What are you saying? Was she and her brother? But I saw them. Yes, that's right, the conductor confirmed. You saw them. But they're not alive, sir. They're ghosts. They often appear on the night train around this time of year. I've never seen them myself, but a couple saw them last year. Terribly frightened, they were. But there's nothing I can do. I can't very well stop Isabella and Victor from boarding the train. The conductor looked at Mr. Peterson's shaken expression. You look like you need a drink, he said kindly. Come with me. I'll pour you a stiff whiskey. Mr. Peterson didn't usually drink hard liquor, but a profound terror had settled deep in his bones. When he closed his eyes, he could still see the glint of Isabella's knife and hear that awful, final cry. He followed the conductor to the staff car at the back of the train. After the whiskey, Mr. Peterson began to feel a little more grounded. He had no desire to sleep, and the conductor seemed happy to talk, so Mr. Peterson stayed with him, unwilling to return to his empty, haunted compartment. Yes, the conductor continued, it's a famous local legend. I don't know all the details, it happened so long ago. Isabella's father was a prominent man, very wealthy at one time, but he had several wives and a whole brood of children, and he lived extravagantly. There wasn't much inheritance left for the kids. Victor, the eldest son, was a bad sort. They say he wanted an easy life with money always in his pocket. The train sped on toward northern Michigan, a sliver of light racing through the immense darkness, and the conductor nursed his own drink. Now, Isabella, he went on, she never had an easy life, caught between three difficult men, her father, her brother, and her husband. One year, she visited family in Italy and met her husband, Rossi. He was rich, but not a kind man. When they returned to the States, Victor was a constant visitor, always trying to get money from his sister's wealthy husband. Isabella loved her brother and helped him when she could, but Rossi despised Victor and got angry with her for it. He cut her off financially, and after that, well, you saw the rest of the story for yourself. Yes, Mr. Peterson said softly. Poor, unhappy Isabella. Mr. Peterson spent 2 weeks with his friends. They were peaceful, quiet weeks, and he enjoyed his holiday. But for his return journey to Chicago, he took the bus. The bus was slow, crowded, and uncomfortable, but Arthur Peterson was perfectly happy. He had no desire to ever take the night train through the Michigan wilderness again.